Acceptance.
We are here today to talk about well-being, actually. So be agile, be DevOps, be well. I would like to share with you some thoughts that I had during last 1.5 years or almost. So VUCA term, is there anyone in this room who knows what does it mean, VUCA? Just raise a hand. Okay, you haven't heard, so I just quickly give you the hint. VUCA term means basically the world that we are living in right now. It was invented, it was described in, I think, 1967 or something like this, after the Second World War. And it refers to ambiguous word. And this acronym stands for, as you can see here, volatile word, uncertain world, complex world, and ambiguous world. So basically, they developed this term to think about how we can find ourselves in the complex situation. And on the other hand, we have our software development world, agile world, right? And we know that in this environment, we have unknown requirements sometimes. Sometimes, of course, we have good defined requirements, but we have the challenge with that. Also, we have market dynamics. When it comes to market dynamics, you know that there are a lot of startups and companies popping in on the market, and the demand is being changed very quickly. And we, as a developers, we need to solve the complex problems. And always we get the question, okay, how much money it will cost? So basically the question about estimations. And we don't know the answer, right? We know that we can estimate somehow, but the answer is not full correct, in the 100% correct. So seeing those two terms, we can see that, at least for me, this agile environment, or I call it the MUCA, the acronym MUCA, is somehow corresponding with our outside world when it comes to the business, when it comes to the environment. And we do know this 4 sentences, I guess, Agile Manifesto. So I will be not going to read that for you. But what I would like to emphasize here is that this is all about trust in this statement and in our work. Why? Because when we see those 4 sentences, we can see that the first one, we usually don't like processes in the company, right? So if we would be able to trust more on to rely on more our people, we can limit the processes. We also can limit the negotiation phase if we could trust our clients, and so on and so forth. We can be flexible in terms of changing plans because we trust that the team will deliver. And we maybe not need comprehensive documentation because we trust that developers will do everything, so we will do everything to deliver the software. And this trust aspect, I was curious about this trust aspect because it's not something tangible. For me as an engineer, I would like to have some tangible things. So I did some research on that, and I found 2 aspects of trust, as you can see here, the cognitive aspect on the left-hand side and the emotional aspect on the right-hand side. So cognitive aspect is driven and is understandable by and transferred by knowledge, basically, but by all the skills that's needed to have that we as a developers have to work. And this emotional aspect is transferred through emotions, through feelings. When we think about our thinking process and our cognitive aspect of thinking, we have the skill set that we use in our world, in our work. We have the knowledge that we gain during the studies, and we have expertise that we are gaining as engineers. And that's those four items provide some results of our work. So basically, we can trust our team, we can trust other engineers, we can trust quality assurance guys, because we believe, we know actually that they will deliver. They have this knowledge, that they know how to code, how to check the code, how to deploy the code, so they will deliver. So that's one part, this cognitive part of trust. The other part is emotional part. It's about our intentions, so what we would like to do as a human beings with our team. About our openness, so for people who are open, we tend to trust people more if they are open, if they are sharing some details about their private lives, their hobbies and stuff like this. And also it's about being honest. That's self-explanatory, I guess. And those three aspects gives us the integrity attitude. Integrity is basically following actions on our words. So we say something and we act as we said. So that's something that is really crucial in building trust. So this cognitive aspect relies to cognitive intelligence. So as I said, all this, our work related stuff, our logic, our analysis that we have, language that we use, and also the programming language, and the data we analyze, the huge amount of data we analyze on a daily basis. So when we think about all those aspects, we can see that focusing on that, but being a good engineer, provide this one angle of trust. There is some bias that we need to watch out for. This is the judgment. So if we have those data, if we have the thinking process, we tend to judge more. We tend to say, oh yeah, I know the best what's going on in my system, for example. And on the other hand, we have this emotional intelligence, and emotional intelligence is basically being aware of others' emotions and feelings and mood, and being aware of ourselves as well. And there is also a bias over there. So basically the bias is lack of awareness. So if we see or we experience, because feelings are something that we experience, not actually see, or sometimes we don't see them. If we experience such feelings in ourselves and we are not aware that right now, for example, we are angry but because something happened, because someone broke the bill, for example, we don't know what's the reason of our bad mood, and we tend to frustrate even more. We try to find the reason, but we don't know because we are not aware. So those two aspects are helping us to break silos. So the way moving forward to be more balanced and more well is to, first things first, get rid of silos. Here are the tools that you, I guess, familiar with that in terms of DevOps process. And those tools, obviously, they have some categories, and ideally would like to have DevOps team or Agile team working on everything, but it's not possible sometimes. So let's forget about the tools for now and just focus on these phases of development building. And we see that there are silos. And I guess we experience that silos on nowadays companies. And how to remove them? There are a lot of things that we could do, but the main thing is to remove, to build trust. Build trust between developers, QAs, guys from monitoring, guys from deploying stuff, and also guys from product. When we build trust, we can help each other, and the process can be faster and more smooth. Also, when we have the trust in this team, the team is being formed. And we have the common goal, the one goal, we have one mission, for example, we would like to achieve something together. It means that we trust others that they will be fulfilling our goal as well, or they will follow this goal. And the trust is basically the foundation of relationships. Why it's so important? Here's the quotation from Amazon. They said that collaboration and sharing is the most important part, or one of the most important part in DevOps culture. When we collaborate with each other, we basically build a relation with each other. And why is that so important? We experienced that actually, I guess, some of us during COVID, when 2020 comes, March 2020 started, we got the situation, we had the pandemic situation when the COVID started spreading, and we survived. We survived in terms of our psychological safety and our mood. There were some challenging situation for some people. Some of us reacted better. Some had less capacity for this COVID part, but we survived because we moved everything to online. We moved our schools to online. We moved our work to online. We moved our pleasure, watching movies, watching concerts. We even moved the gyms to online, which is really, really interesting aspect that I encourage you to dig into. Why people move the gyms to online, how it's done, what's the motivation behind it. So we moved everything to online, we survived, but somehow some of us, not everyone I guess, but some of us lost some energy, physical energy because we are not moving, some mental energy because we didn't have the chance to speak with each other and build relationships. So how to be well? The question, how to be well, at least during the work, because I'm not saying in the office, because we are working, we work on working from home mode. So for some of us, it's just sitting at home. But during this time when we work, we can leverage Agile and DevOps to feel better or well. First things first, re-establish relationship. So trust that I mentioned at the beginning, it's being built through speaking with people, through connecting with people. When we re-establish relationships, we need to consciously think about scheduling some time to speak with people. Or after the call ends, just stay 2 minutes left and chit-chat about ourselves, about our hobbies. So when we were in the office, we just tend to stop by someone's desk or meet someone in the kitchen to discuss some stuff, some personal stuff. But right now, if we are at home, we need to consciously schedule this time. When we use Agile and DevOps helps us scheduling this time because of the ceremonies that Agile provides, because of the framework that, for example, Scrum provides, and also because we have a lot of different challenges on the technical side from the DevOps perspective with these tools, implementations of these tools, and so on. So we have more and more tendency to speak with people. And then we can feel included. We can belong to the team, and which help us being well. In the end, I would like to just show you the wheel of well-being. There are few aspects that we can develop during the work. There are 6 of them, and obviously, during your spare time, it's also interesting to focus on those 6 items, but during the work as well. So the first one is about the body and about being active. Obviously, being active, like gyms, running and stuff like this, that's important. But also being active as a physical activity during the work. So not just sitting in front of the desk, but maybe stand up and speak with someone in the office. Maybe we would need to visit the office from time to time. So that's the good chance to take care about our activation, physical activation. Keep learning. This is something that DevOps can provide us because we have a lot of tools which is popping up, new ones. There are a lot of companies providing new services, so definitely keep learning. Give something to others, and obviously that's about the gifts, but also it can be about sharing your knowledge, giving your support, giving your help to others. Then if you give your help to others, you can get the gratitude, which is really, really nice for your brain and for your feelings. I was referring to that one 2 years ago in the Devoxx conference, so you can come back to this recording on YouTube and check how it impacts our body. When it comes to people, basically connection, as I said. When it comes to the place, take notice. I mean, take being in the place where you are, and focus on the meeting, for example. When you are on the meeting, focus on the meeting, not multitask with some phones on or Facebook or other apps. Because if you're focused on here and there, you can be present for other people to have the relationships. And the last but not least, caring about our planet, but also caring about our community, our team. And those 6 aspects, I bet that if you fulfill some activities in those 6 aspects, you will feel better, you will have better well-being, and you will feel fulfilled. And it will release creativity. So if you need creativity in the team, if you are, for example, manager and your team needs some creativity as well, encourage those 6 aspects to happen in your team. And at the end, I would like to leave you with a quotation from Simon Sinek, that team is not a group working together. A team is a group who trust each other. And that's everything that I wanted to share today. Thank you very much. I hope that you will increase your well-being because of the content that I delivered to you. And have a nice day today and Thursday and Friday on this conference. And practice building relationship with your friends and colleagues. Thank you.